previous international, no other cup final, indeed nothing Wembley ever staged, matched the glamour of this event, the final of the World Cup.
England and Germany played the final match of the 1966 FIFA World Cup, the 8th World Cup in football history. The match was played on July the 30th at Wembley Stadium in London. Hosts England were the final winners, beating Germany 4-2 after extra time, although the tournament was played with a lot of controversy. The cradle of football, being England, welcomed the order to organise a World Cup and ended it by winning their only title ever, making it the third host country which succeeded in doing that task. From the beginning of the tournament to the end of the tournament, many thought the whole thing was a scandal. African nations before the first game and South Americans after the last game. The reason was dissatisfaction with the trial aimed at making English become champions, since England won the title in the end unfairly in many's opinion. Those who invented football had not become the champions of the world 36 years since the first World Cup championship, and could have won it in an unfair way in 1966. The Italian newspaper, Il Messaggero, wrote an article headlined "Scandal in London, Too Much Favoritism for the English Team," which described an unjust red card against Argentine captain Ratin in the quarter-finals against England as, quote, "a colossal injustice which offended against the very essence of sport." Later, the German referee in charge of the quarter-final explained why he sent off Ratin, by simply saying, "I didn't like the way he looked at me." The final was played between West Germany and England on July the 30th on a Sunday London afternoon. The final duel between host country of the tournament and West Germany is one of the most dramatic in football history, and the goal of Geoff Hurst in the 101st minute is one of the most controversial goals in sports history. That 101st minute goal remained in the memory of all the players of the match. Geoff Hurst pretty much single-handedly defeated West Germany in the final match, scoring 3 goals of his own and creating his legacy from that game. His second goal, for the 3-2 lead in extra time, is certainly the greatest enigma in the history of the World Cup. The ball hit the crossbar and rebounded to the ground at almost an angle of 90 degrees. The referee, Gottfried Dienst, was told by his assistant referee, Baramov, that the ball indeed had passed the line, but the TV footage taken that day did not approve of this verdict. Even today, it is unclear whether Baramov had made the right decision at that delicate moment. It initiated the famous question of whether the game was fixed or not. For England, the 1966 prize offered the opportunity to finally make their mark on the FIFA World Cup stage. Having come to the party late, their debut at the 1950 finals had brought humiliation with defeat by the USA. Alf Ramsey, a defender in that 1950 team, became the England manager in 1963 with the intention of taking England into the modernized age of football. Ramsey chose old-fashioned, hard-working players, and his rejection of the 4-2-4 system in favor of the 4-4-2 earned his side the sobriquet name Wingless Wonders. In the quarterfinals, the English eliminated the Argentine with a minimum score of 1-0, while the Germans broke the resistance of Uruguay with a result of 4-0. The England and Argentina game was interrupted for 10 minutes as Antonio Ratin, the captain of the Gauchos, didn't want to leave the pitch after his controversial sending off. In the semi-finals, England defeated Portugal 2-1 and qualified themselves for the finals. With the same result, Germany beat the USSR 2-1. Next in line was the final on July 30th at Wembley Stadium, where the home players have played all their matches of the tournament so far. The stadium was packed and the match took place in front of 96,924 spectators. The Germans took the early lead, brought by the goal of Haller, but 6 minutes later, Hursts equalized to make it 1-1. But when England's Martin Peters scored the seemable winner in the 78th minute to make the score 2-1 for the hosts, the story seemed to have come to an end for Germany. But a goal scored by Germany's Weber in the 89th minute equalized the score. As extra time ensued, England's Hursts scores the controversial goal in the 101st minute and another in quick succession. Then the game was over, ending in a 4-2 result for England. The Germans' strenuous and impetuous protests were left without result. With England's great victory, the championship was finally successfully completed for the hosts. However, their victory until today is recognized as quite unusual and controversial. Without a doubt, the 1966 World Cup finals were one of the most controversial and exciting tournaments in history of sport. Do you guys think the tournament was fixed? Write a reply in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to FootballQ for more football stories coming soon.